everyone, and welcome to Entry Level 1 English Functional Skills Week 10. So today's objectives, spelling test obviously first off. We're going to review instructions from last week, so we're going to have a look at the instructional language quickly, and then we're going to review types of text that we've already done and looking at another one as well. We are going to be looking at invitations this week, which is the type of text we'll be looking at, and we'll be looking at language we use both for speaking and writing when we invite somebody somewhere. And then the grammar we're going to be doing this week is the present continuous for future plans. Okay, so those are our objectives for today. So we'll start off with the spelling test, I think. Okay, so our spellings for today have the or sound in them, or sound if you remember rightly. So we've got 9 of those. So I'm going to say the word, say a sentence, and then ask you to spell that word. Okay, so hopefully you've got pen and paper. So our first word, number 1, is morning. Good morning, how are you? How do you spell morning? Number 2, door. Please can you open the door? How do you spell door? Number 3, floor. Oh, my floor is very dirty. Floor. How do you spell floor? Number 4, poor. At the end of the month, I am usually very poor. How do you spell poor? Number 5, more. Can I have some more, please? How do you spell more? Number 6, before. You should have applied for the job before the deadline. How do you spell before? Number 7, warm. It is usually warm in July. Warm. How do you spell warm? Number 8, 4. She was 4 years old yesterday. How do you spell 4? And number 9, your. Is that your cat? Your. How do you spell your? Okay, so that's all your spellings. If you need to listen again, then please rewind and listen again. I'm going to get the answers up on the board though for now, so keep watching if you want the answer. Okay, so let's have a look. How did you do? Let's see how you did. So number 1 was morning. M-O-R-N-I-N-G. Morning. Number 2 was door. D-O-O-R. D-O-O-R. Number 3 was floor. F-L-O-O-R. Number 4 was pour. P-O-O-R. Number 5, more. M-O-R-E. Number 6, before. B-E-F-O-R-E. Number 7, warm. W-A-R-M. Number 8, for. F-O-U-R. And number 9, your, Y-O-U-R. So how did you do? Let me know how you did. What did you get out of 9? How many did you get? Did you get 5, 4, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 9? Let me know how you did, okay? Okay, just a quick review of instructional language that we looked at last week, just because it's quite important when giving instructions, these particular words. And obviously we have the first and the next as well. But these words are particularly important. Must, always, never and have to. And they're really important in your job because obviously there are lots of things that you have to do or must do, always, etc. So I've just got some sentences here. All I want you to do is put these words into the correct place. So we've got something, turn off the lights when you leave the office. You something, wear safety shoes. You something, put the code in for the alarm. Something, use the machine on your own. Okay, so have a think about what would be the most appropriate and put the correct answers in. Just pause now, pause the video and put the correct answers in and then come in and see what the answers should be. Okay, so hopefully you've got the answers. Always and never go at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? So, always turn off the lights when you leave the office. Yeah, you could put never turn off the lights when you leave the office, I guess, but it always makes more sense, I think. So, always turn off the lights when you leave the office. And never use the machine on your own. Okay, never use the machine on your own. Again, you could have always use the machine on your own. I don't know whether it makes as much sense, but if we remember that always and never go at the beginning of a sentence, okay? Whereas must and have to come after the subject. You must wear safety shoes or you have to wear safety shoes. Both are correct. You have to put the code in for the alarm or you must put the code in for the alarm. But if we remember that really we're using a subject before must and have to, but we don't with always and never. Okay? So always and never at the beginning, must and have to after you. That's what's important to remember when you're making your sentences. All right, I hope you did okay on those. And just a quick reminder for when we're giving people instructions, maybe at work, or just in life in general, if you're telling people how to do something, that these expressions are really useful. So first, open the cupboard, Or second, put the flour in with the eggs. Next, get the milk. Then turn off the mixer. After that, throw away the old packets. Finally, unplug the machine. So these expressions, first, second, next, then, after, and finally, are really useful for giving instructions when we're speaking. And after them, we use the base form of the verb. So you must remember that. First, open this. First, you can use you must open, or first you have to. Or you can use those expressions as well. First you must open. You could put that in front of, because the must and have to, we use the base form of the verb after that. But often with instructions, when they're nice and clear, we would say first do this, then do that. Okay, so we use the base form of the verb. All right. First, measure the flour or weigh the flour. Second, weigh the butter. Then, after, finally, etc. Okay, so these are really useful words to use, and we should have done a video call now by when you've given me some instructions on how to do something, so you've been practicing using them. And that should hopefully help you to show people how to do things in life and at work as well. So explaining things to people, giving them instructions. Okay, great. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at invitations. So remember, we've looked at some types of text. We've looked at emails and adverts and leaflets and posters a little bit, haven't we? We haven't looked at letters yet. We've looked at messages though. Text messages and notes and things like that. And today we're going to be looking at invitations. Okay, so you can have a written invitation to something. We also invite people verbally, and we're going to be looking at that as well. But you can have a written invitation to a party, to a wedding, to an anniversary, a children's birthday party, an opening of a new shop or a new salon or a new business. Lots of written invitations you can get and you can receive. Sometimes they come on an actual invitation, and we're going to be looking at what those look like. And sometimes you might be invited via email as well, so that would come in an email form. So we're going to be looking at some of the language on inviting people to come somewhere, both verbally when we ask someone face to face, and also in a written format on emails and on an invitation. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be looking at invitations. Now, invitations come in many different forms. First of all, we're going to be looking at an invitation that you might receive in a written format on a little piece of card, maybe. And sometimes you particularly get these for weddings and children's birthday parties in particular. And you will have a piece of card, and it will have the invitation on, and all the information will be on the card. It's like a little leaflet, like a little tiny poster on card, like a postcard or a birthday card type of thing. But it's just one piece of card with an invitation on. And this is, like I said, often for weddings people do this, or for children's birthday parties as well. Now, when you get these kind of invitations, the language used, usually it's quite colourful. There's usually some pictures and some colour on the invitation. If it's a wedding one, there might not be so much colour, but it'll maybe some flowers on there. It will have beautiful writing. It might be in a beautiful silver or gold colour. And the sort of language often used will be something like, you are invited to. You are invited, okay? So it goes out to lots of people, so it just says the same thing to everybody. You are invited to. It says the same thing for everyone. It doesn't always have your name because it's the same for everyone. You are invited to Charlie's first birthday party, okay? So Charlie is 1 year old, and it's his first birthday party. Information that needs to be on an invitation is on. When is it? It's on Saturday. Okay. What time? So at 2 p.m. Where is it? Wilton Village Hall. And often we have this RSVP. I don't know whether you've heard of this before. It means repliez s'il vous plaît. It's French, and it means please reply. Okay, so repliez s'il vous plaît. And it means reply please. And we use this in England for all invitations invitations like this, to say please reply, how to reply, and by when we want the reply by. So it means please reply, to this email or this phone number by this date, so that we can organise how many people. So RSVP, sarah@gmail.com. Remember, that's at, and that's dot. sarah@gmail.com by the 30th of March. Okay, so that's when I want you to reply by. That gives me enough time to organise how many people. Then there might be some extra information. For example, please come dressed as your favourite superhero. Okay, please come dressed as your favourite superhero. There will be party food And refreshments. Refreshments means drinks and light drinks like squash or water or tea or coffee for the mums and dads. Okay, so this would be how an invitation might look. Obviously, if it's a wedding invitation, it will be more formal, but this information will be the same on and at and where and RSVP, some extra information, and it might be more formal, like you are cordially invited, or it is a pleasure to invite you. It is our pleasure to invite you to. It might be a bit more formal, but it'll be the same setup. Okay, so what you're invited to, you know, you are invited to the wedding of Claire and Harry, on, at, where, etc. Okay, so this is what we're looking for when you're looking at invitation. This is what you're expecting to see. You can buy now in shops, card shops, you can buy, or online, you can buy invitations that are ready-made, like children's birthday party invitations. You can buy them and you just fill in the name and the information, but they already have, you are invited to, and then this will be blank, and you can have like first birthday, second birthday, or whatever it is, and then it'll have on, and it'll be blank, so you can fill in. So this is quite, you know, you can do that. You can buy cards, invitations like this online that are already set up. But this is how they will look. And if you're going to make your own invitation on a computer, this is what is expected. This language here. You are invited to, you know, my birthday party, my 40th birthday party. I'm not my 40th, my 50th now. So old. And these are the things that you would expect to find on there. So make sure you remember that, because sometimes in your exam they will show you an invitation and they'll ask you information about that invitation, okay? And you might have to write an invitation. If you have to write an invitation, this is what it would look like. Okay, so make sure you've got a copy of that. Make sure you've taken a photo or etc. Okay. Okay, now sometimes we don't send out an invitation, we just send an email out to our friends. Maybe if it's not so formal an invitation, and maybe if it's just to a few friends and we have their email addresses, then we can send out an email. If we're sending out an email by invitation, the language is different again, okay? So obviously with email, we have from, who is to, so from Sarah at gmail.com to Sylvie at yahoo.com. Subject, remember the subject should be 2 words, 3 at the most, so 50th birthday. Hi Sylvie. Remember with emails we start with a hi usually, or hello. How are you? And a how are you? Because they're our friends and it's friendly because it's an email. So hi Sylvie, how are you? This language here is what we would use for email invitation, for written invitation in an email, or maybe even in a text. Would you like to? Okay. Would you like to come to my birthday party? Question mark. Okay. It's polite and it's friendly. So when we're writing, we're more formal than when we're speaking. So we would use this expression, would you like to come to? Rather than you are invited. That's on an invitation, a little invitation, but on an email where we're asking people a question, we're interacting with them, we would ask this question. And we would do that on text as well. Would you like to come to my birthday party? Would you like to come to the pub? Would you like to? Okay? So, would you like to come to my birthday party? I'm having a small party to celebrate my 50th birthday. I'm having a small party to celebrate my 50th birthday. It will be on Saturday, the 23rd of April, at my house from 7 p.m. till late. Okay, so I've said where, I've said when, where, and the time. Okay, what day, where it is, and the time. We often use this expression as well at the end. I hope you can come. I hope, I wish, I pray. I hope you can come. Okay, that expression is used when we invite people. I hope you can come. I really hope. Best wishes, kind regards, love, whatever you want to say, Sarah, and RSVP. So it would be down here. I couldn't fit it in. RSVP, again, repliez s'il vous plaît, because we want them to reply so we know how many people are coming so we can, organise the situation. Now, there might be more information in the email, like if you need to bring a drink, please bring some alcohol. There will be food. It's fancy dress. There might be some more information in there. But this is car alarm going off. Sorry. This is a rough idea of the sort of thing you would write if you were inviting someone by email to a party. Okay? So, hi, how are you? Would you like to come to? And then the information about the party. Okay? And you can see here, it will be, so future, when it's going to be, it will be on. At my house, so for future simple there we've used. Okay, up here we've used the present continuous, I'm having. I'm going to talk about that in a little minute. We're going to talk about that grammar in a bit. But here for the future simple, it will be on Saturday at my house from 7 p.m. till 8. I hope you can come. Another good expression to remember there. So would you like to come too? I hope you can come. Okay, so that is a good way to set up an email inviting someone to something. Would you like to come to the cinema? Would you like to come to an interview? Would you like to come to an anniversary party? Would you like to come to my house? Would you like to come for dinner? Would you like to come would you like to come to the pub? Would you like to come to a restaurant with me, etc. So this is quite a good way for an email. Okay, nice expressions to use. So make sure you've got those expressions written down, because when you're doing your exams, you might have to write something about inviting people, especially as you get higher level. Okay? Okay, so we're going to look now at when we verbally invite people, when we ask people to do something, when we see them. Okay? So we tend to be much more informal when we're talking, whereas when we're writing, it's much more formal. But when we're speaking, it's more relaxed, more informal. So rather than would you like to, we would say, do you want to? So when we're writing an email, we would say, would you like to come? But when we're speaking, do you want to come? Do you want to come to my party? Do you want to come to my party? And in England, we tend to shorten want to wanna. So when you hear English people speaking, they might say, do you want to come? Do you want to come? It means want to. But we often say wanna. Very annoying because it's not a word. It's just a slang word. It's not a real word. So do you want to come to my party? Do you want to come to my party? Do you want to come to the pub? Do you want to come to my house? Okay. And with come, do you want to come to, or do you want to come, we often use to my house, my party. Okay, we often use that. We can also say, do you want to go to? It's the same. Again, wanna, do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go to the pub? Do you want to go to the museum? Do you want to go to the cinema? There's not really any difference in meaning, but if it's with my, we say come, because you're coming to my territory. If we say go, it's not my, it's somewhere. We're going somewhere, okay? But you can say, do you want to come to the pub, or do you want to go to the pub? You can say both. Usually, we use this one when we're going further away, and when it's not so close in time, so like next week or at the weekend. Whereas usually we use this one when it's like maybe tonight, now, soon, in a few hours, and when it's somewhere we both know. So for example, if I said to my friend lives down the road, she lives very close to me, my friend Carrie, she lives literally just down the road. If I said, do you want to come to the pub? I would mean like tonight, now, soon, and I would mean my local pub, the pub near us. We know which pub. I know which pub. She knows which pub. It's the pub we always go to. It's our local pub. Do you want to come to the pub? If I said, do you want to go to the pub? Maybe I'm talking about a pub we don't go to all the time, a pub in town maybe, and at the weekend, maybe not now. But if I say, do you want to come to the pub? I mean like now, like in a few hours, should we go to the pub? Okay? But they're very similar, so don't worry too much. You can use both, but if you're using my, you must use come. We can't say, do you want to go to my party? It's not natural. So if you're using my, we use come. But otherwise, you can use both. It doesn't matter too much. Okay? And want to, we say wanna. Okay? It's a very natural expression in English. Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Do you? And often this do you becomes a bit like do you wanna? It becomes very lazy when we speak. Okay, so this is one way of inviting someone. Do you want to come to my party? Do you want to come to the pub? Like maybe you just finished work and, shift is finished and you're going to walk home and you might say, do you want to come to the pub? Like, we're going to the pub now. Do you want to come? Okay? That kind of thing. So, also we use these expressions to find out if people are free so that we can ask them to go somewhere. So, are you free on Saturday? It means, do you have free time on Saturday or are you busy? So, are you free on Saturday? Yes, I am. Oh, do you want to come to the pub? Okay. What are you up to at the weekend? What are you up to at the weekend? It means, what are you doing? But we use this expression, what are you up to? What are you up to? What are you up to at the weekend? Nothing. Oh, great. Do you want to go to the beach? So we can use these expressions first to find out if people are free. Because if you say, are you free on Saturday? And they say, no, I'm busy. Then they're not going to come to the beach. They're not going to come to the party. They're not going to come because they're busy. But if they are free, yeah, I'm doing nothing, I'm free, then they might want to come to the beach. They might want to come shopping. So, are you free on Saturday? What are you up to at the weekend? Or what are you up to on Saturday? Are you free at the weekend? We can use these expressions to find out, and then we can ask, do you wanna? Okay? If they're free, if they have time, and they're not busy, we can then ask, do you wanna come? Do you want to come? Do you want to go to? Okay? So these are expressions that we use when we're verbally speaking, very different from the expressions we use when we're writing. Very different. We don't use do you wanna in an email. We say would you like to. More formal when we're writing. Okay? And obviously in reply, do you want to come to the beach or do you want to go to the beach? Yes. I'd love to. We use that expression, I'd love to. I'd, which is I would, but we shorten it to I'd. I'd love to. I would. I'd love to. Or, no, I'm sorry. I'm busy. No, I'm sorry, I'm busy. Okay, I'm busy, I can't. In England, we often say, I'd love to, but I can't. I'd love to, but I can't. I'm busy. Do you want to go to the beach on Saturday? Oh, I'd love to, but I can't. I'm busy on Saturday. So we often use this, I'd love to. I forgot to put 2 in there. But I can't. I'm busy. Okay? I'd love to. Like, I would really like to do that, but I can't. I'm busy on Saturday. So that's often a reply to do you want to go to the pub at the weekend? Oh, I'd love to, but I can't. I'm busy. I'm busy this weekend. Okay? So this is some of the spoken language, and we're going to practice that in our next video call. So we're going to do some inviting. I'm going to invite you somewhere, and you're going to let me know if you can come or not. We're going to find out some information, like when it is. So, do you want to go to the beach on Saturday? Oh, yes, I'd love to. Okay, great. And where shall we meet? What time shall we meet? Etc. So we're going to practice some of those sort of types of language. And then you're going to ask me somewhere as well. You're going to invite me somewhere, and we'll do some inviting, some invitations verbally on our next video call. Okay? So, one more thing that I want to go through. Okay, so one other thing I just want to look at is some grammar today. So this is the present continuous tense. So we've looked at the present simple, we've looked at the future simple with will, we've looked at past simple, regular and irregular verbs. And now we're looking at the present continuous. We can use the present continuous for different things, but one thing we use it for is to talk about future plans. So we use it for the future, to talk about future plans or events, things that are happening, with a fixed date or time. So they have to have a fixed date or time. They can't just be, you don't know when. They have to have a definite date or time. You have to know when it's happening. The present continuous is made by using the subject, I, he, she, they, we, it, plus the verb to be in its present simple form, plus the verb that you're using, plus ing. Okay? So I am, because the verb to be in the present simple is I am, isn't it? I am, have. We remove the E when we're putting ing. So if there's an E, we remove the E and put ing. I am having a party on Saturday. It's really important we have that fixed date and time. We know when it is. I am having a party on Saturday. So I will have a party on Saturday, or I am having. We use very often in English for future plans and events. We use this present continuous. Rather than I will have a party, I am having. You are flying, so you plus are, which is the present simple form of be. You are ing, flying, to Spain next week. Okay, you are flying to Spain next week. He is going to work at 3 p.m. They are meeting after work. They are meeting after work. So this is used for the future. So we can use the future simple. They will meet after work. He will go to work. You will fly to Spain. I will have a party. Or we can use the present continuous. I am having, you are flying, he is going, they are meeting. And this is more common for future plans and events with a fixed date or time. Okay? With a definite date or time. It's more common to use the present simple, present continuous. So, subject, verb to be, I am, you are, he, she, it is, they, we are. Verb, have, fly, go, meet, plus ing, meeting, flying, going. And then when, where, what, when. Okay, a party, to Spain, to work, after work. Okay, this is the present continuous. Okay, and you're going to get some practice of that in your homework. And that, like I said, is used for future plans and events. Okay, so we've done a lot this week. We've covered a lot. I realise there's quite a lot of work that we've covered. In your homework, you are going to, oh, and another thing, spellings for next week is a surprise. It's spellings from the last 10 weeks, so it could be anything. It's a surprise test, okay? So, yeah, a surprise. Could be any words from the last 10 weeks, okay? So you just have to make sure you try and remember all of your spellings. Your homework is going to be reading an invitation and answering some questions about it. There's going to be some present continuous. There's also going to be some preposition practice on, at, in, etc. So there's going to be some practice for that as well. There is, yes, writing practice, writing an invitation as well. Yes, so there's a few different things, quite a lot to do in your homework, okay? But hopefully you'll find it challenging and quite good, actually. Hopefully you enjoy it. And then we're going to do some role play, inviting each other places, okay, on our video chat. So good luck, and I'll see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye.